How's it going, guys? Sam here today with a Swift 2.0 tutorial for you. Today is episode 1 of the Swift 2.0 tutorial series. I'll be sure to get more Swift 2.0 tutorials out in the future. I myself am still learning this language. I'm still getting a grasp of it. I just started learning it, and I think it's a pretty cool language, especially when developing iOS apps, and that's what this tutorial is going to be focusing on. But yeah, today's episode is episode 1. We're focusing on data types and variables. So what you want to do is you're going to open up your Mac OS X. Unfortunately, if you're on a Windows computer, this will not work unless you have some clever figure out way, or if you have a program called VMware, which I'm currently using on my Windows computer since I don't own a Mac OS X. But yeah, so what you want to do is first, if you don't have Xcode installed, you want to go to your App Store. I'll show you this for a quick. Go to your App Store in your Mac OS X, search Xcode. It's a pretty big file to download, but it's about, I think it's about 3.6 gigabytes when I downloaded it. So yeah, you have to download, install that, and go ahead and pause the video if you're waiting for the install. Other than that, let's get these things going. So let's go ahead and open up Xcode, and we're just going to open up a new playground, and then just go ahead and click that. I'm just going to name my playground, let's name it variables and data types. Alright, platforms, iOS, and we're just going to click next. I'm just going to say that on the desktop. Alright, and for those who don't know, the playground is just basically, you can just play around with code in this little area. You can just try things out. You're not really doing much, but it's more like a console kind of thing. Alright, so to get things started, you have an import UI kit that just imports with the iOS app, like the bare bones of the iOS app. That's what that is. And then you have another statement: variable strings equal to hello playground. That's pretty self-explanatory. You have variable, and then you have the variable's name, which is str, and it's equal to hello playground. Alright, and so let's just talk about variables for a second. Variables are basically any variable you want it to be. You could have it as a number, you could have it as a string, you could have it as a boolean. It's whatever you identify that variable as. So say I wanted to make a boolean, so you can go ahead and make variable. We'll call it bool, and then we'll put a colon right here to tell the console that what type it's going to be. So we're going to make it a bool, and then I'm going to set it equal to true. Alright, and that's pretty self-explanatory as well. Booleans can only be true or false in Swift. They can't be 1 or 0. I'm not sure why. I just know that it can only be true or false, so as you can see, and then false right there. Now you can also do it this way. You don't have to put this initializer right here to tell the computer, because with Swift it'll automatically figure it out for you if you haven't already put it. So if you just put that statement, then it'll automatically know. Actually, maybe not. I think it's because I named it something weird. There you go. Yeah, but in Swift it'll automatically figure out for you what kind of variable it is. And you can also do this with strings and integers. So let's do variable number, and we're going to initialize that as an integer. Is equal to 23. And so, and there's many different numbers that you can do. You can also do like a double. So let's do number 1. I'm just going to show you guys what I mean by this. Double is equal to 2.4, and then you got variable number 2. I spelled number wrong every time. And number long, that's not long. Long is Java. What am I thinking of? Okay, what I'm thinking of is float. Float, if you know know the language of Java, float is the equivalent of long. Same with Python. Float is just, I'll show you an example, just have a lot of decimals. Alright, so we're these number data types, they're all different. Like an integer is only a whole value number, like 23. It can't be 22.2. If you put 22.2, it will round it down to, show you over here, or it'll give you an error straight up. Yeah, it gives you an error. So 22.2 is not valid with integers. Integers must be whole values. On the flip side, doubles, they can have decimals, but to an extent. You only have so many decimals. I forget what the max is. Let's look here. I think it'll round for you. Let me try something. Double dot max. Alright, yeah, with doubles, the actual definition is it's a 64-bit floating point number and is used when floating point values must be very large. So like 22.24, that's considered a large float because 24 is just 2 decimal spots. But then on the flip side, you have floats which its actual definition is a 32-bit floating point number and numbers with smaller decimal points, which you can see right here. That's the smallest decimal point right there. And actually, floats, they round to the sixth spot. And so yeah, that's just the difference between all these number of data types. And then you have the obvious other data type, which is a string. So you can go ahead and make variable high, make that a string equal to, make it whatever you want, just as long as you have quotations around it, it's all good. So let's say hello world, because that's the most generic thing programmers do. And that's basically it for variables and then the data types. And then for constants, constant is a value that cannot be changed within the program. So once you initialize it, it'll stay exactly the same as it's initialized. And Now there is one more variable type I would like to talk to you guys about. It's the constant. A constant is a variable that cannot be changed once it's been initialized. So as soon as you initialize it in the code, then that value that you initialize the constant with, it's going to stay that way throughout the whole code. It's not going to be changed. You cannot change it. And the way to do that is you want to call let, we'll call it variable 1. Let variable 1, we'll make it a string. We'll make it a string, say this is a constant. Now you may think, oh yeah, okay, whatever, but I'll prove to you that you cannot change it. So let's try and change this variable hi that we initialized earlier. It's just a regular variable. So we'll do hi is equal to goodbye world. Goodbye world. Alright, that's nothing. Alright, that's still messed up. That's still goofy. Let me change that real quick. Alright, and as you can see right here in the console, hi was changed from hello world to goodbye world. Now let's try and change variable 1. So let's say variable 1 is equal to, let's just say changing var1. Now let's see if that'll work. As you can see, it pulls an error and it says I cannot assign to value. Variable 1 is a let constant, and that just means you cannot change it. Now constants can be used in many different ways, such as your name is a constant. So if you were making a program with names and you included your name in there, unless you change your name, you would make it a constant. Same as, say, your blood type, that's a constant. What else is your constant? How many toes you have, how many feet you have, how many legs you have. Those things are constants. You don't generally see them as much as just regular variables. Regular variables take over everything, but constants still can be used. And so that's it, guys, for this video. Hope you guys learned a little something about Swift. Hope you guys stay tuned for the rest of the series. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys did, please be sure to leave a like down below for more content. Let's try and get a few likes. Let's try and hit 10 likes. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you guys learned something, be sure to leave that in the comments what you learned. If you guys have any questions about anything, leave that in the comments as well. So I'll see you guys next time with episode 2, maybe even some more future episodes, maybe even different episodes about something, maybe Panda 3D, something, whatever. Hopefully I'll get some more videos out. I've been bad on actually making videos and getting videos out lately. I'll try and improve on that, but until next time, this has been Sam with you guys. Yeah, have a good day. See you guys next time.